What's up, guys? I decided to come out to the range with a bunch of my reloads and my newly acquired chronograph and see if I'm getting the velocities that I'm thinking I am, or at least close to it. I'm not really doing an accuracy check today because everything's got to be resighted in with my my hand loads, but I want to check on the velocities. So I'm going to try and beat the rain, and it probably will be loud because there's other shooters out here on the left and right of me. But we're going to do what we can. Let me show you what I'm playing with today. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a 3-shot average. I've got more than 3 shots of certain calibers because I plan on testing them in different types of firearms. I got my 357s, 38 specials, 45 ACP, 45 Colt, a little bit spicy, 45 Colt Cowboy, 380 ACP, 9mm, a little spicy, what I'm considering standard velocity 9mm. And this is something of my own design, and I will talk about that more when it's time to shoot it. Now for the tools, I got my Browning Black Label 380, my little snubby 38, Kimber 45 ACP, Ruger Vaquero 45 Colt, Ruger GP 100 357, Taurus 357, Bull Armory 9mm. Then I've got my newest toy, that's my Ruger PC9 carbine, Rossi R92 chambered in 45 Colt, Rossi 92 chambered in 38 or 357. Alright, I'm testing this thing out to make sure I got it set up correctly with my Pitbull 380 using some factory ammo. These should be going around 940, I think. Let's check it out. $899.7, 960.7, 953, 951.6, 954.0, 962.1. Okay, I think it's pretty close. Let's get to the real reason why we're here. Alright, I got 3 rounds of my reloaded 380, 100 grain. These should be going about 850 foot a second. Let's find out. $839.9, 807.6, huh, that one might have got a light charge. That was only 576. Very light charge. It didn't even eject. Alright, next I'm loaded up with 3 rounds of my 9mm 115 grain. These should be going about 1132 feet a second. These are my Bull Armory. Beautiful piece. Here we go. 968, a little bit light. 1037, that's a little closer. 949 and a half. So on some of these, you know, if the recipe called for 5.3 grains, if I got 5.2, I'd go ahead with it because I really didn't know what it was going to do. I'm seeing now I might need to get right on the nail with that, but still learning. But even still, with the velocity that I achieved, I'm happy with it. Let's move on. Alright, using the same pistol, these are my 90 grain hollow point 9mm, and these should be going 1305 foot per second. Let's find out. $13.22. Wow, that's just a touch hotter. All right, shot number 2. 1287. 1378. I can dig it. All right. So I still got a few more 9mm to check, but I'm going to 9mm rounds, just for curiosity's sake. I'm going to load up what I'm calling my standard velocities in my new PC rifle, just to see if they do any different. And I really hope that I don't shoot the chronograph trying to look around that scope. Alright, shot number 1. 1060. And these are supposed to be 1132. That was a little light. 1174, that's better. 1411. Okay. Alright. So I got one last 9mm to try. These, my dad was saying that he would like to get some moon clips to shoot 9mm out of his 357. So I started thinking, well, I have the technology. Why don't I just eliminate the need for a moon clip? And I came up with this. This is a 357 case cut down to 9mm lengths with a 115 grain 9mm bullet. I loaded these for the 1132 foot per second velocity. Not really sure what I'm going to get though, so this will be a surprise for everybody. I did test these out previously just to make sure, you know, no bad things would happen.
Yeah, it wasn't real loud.
So I feel a little bit more confident with it. 3 shots. Let's check it out. $892.9. 863.3. 836. So this is going to be kind of a mild load, I guess. They're very pleasant to shoot. It's almost like shooting a 22. Almost. Alright, these are my 357s. These are, let me get my notes, 115 grain, and they should be going, well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. These are 125 grain, and they should be going 1400 foot per second. Got them loaded up in the good old GP 100. Let's check it out. $974. 1001. One last shot. .1028. Coming up a little light. I think I might have did the same thing to where I, if I was close, I went with it. This is a learning experience for me. Alright, so before I move on, I'm going to load those same rounds up in the rifle. See if there's any difference in velocity. God, I gotta love a lever action. .1552, all right. .1537. .1611. Alright, so now I'm loading up with my 158 grain 38 specials. I have 3 different firearms I'm going to test these in. The first one being my Taurus Tracker 357. These should be going about 877 foot per second. Let's find out. .456, kind of light. .518. 556. That wasn't even anywhere close. Now these, I did use the exact measurements. However, I did use a different type of bullet. Actually, I take that back. I used the bullet and everything that was come by the manufacturer. So that was kind of disappointing. The only difference would be the primer. Maybe that makes a difference. At this point in the game, I have no clue. But while we're here, I'm going to load up one more time with my little snub nose Taurus Ultralight. .500. Didn't get a reading. Huh. Well, one more. .486. That's disappointing. I don't know what to think about that one. But these are plinking loads, so I'm not too concerned about it. Alright, for the last 3, I'm breaking this old girl out again. My Rossi R92, chambered in 357 or 38 special. Shot number 1. 859. That's a little more like it. 869. 748. That's a little better. Alright, so now I have my 200 grain 45 ACP, which should be going 890 foot per second. .646, not quite. 651. No reading on that one. I may need to quit using that certain manufacturer's data. But anyway, moving on. So now I got my 45 Colt Cowboy loads. These should be going, let's see, 803 foot per second, and they are 250 grain. Here we go. $6.38. 5.57. 7.13. Again, a little lighter than what it was supposed to be, but what can you do? Learn. That's what you do. Okay, so before I move on from the cowboy loads, I got my Rossi R92 and 45 Colt. See what they do in this one. Here we go. 8.23, that's better. 8.73. 8.87. So I'm seeing that some of these do better in the long guns than they do the hand guns. Something I'm going to have to look into. But I got one last load to try. That is my spicy 45 Colts. These are 225 grains, and in a revolver they should be going 1,000 foot. In a rifle they should be going 1150. I don't have a revolver that I feel comfortable using these out of, so I just brought the rifle. Alright, we're looking for, what I say, 1150. Let's see. $10.81. Okay, not bad. $9.97. $9.98.
Well, overall, nothing really truly hit the mark. For the most part, though, everything got pretty close to what I was expecting. With the exception of, I think it was 2 or 3 different rounds, which I'm really not sure what happened there. I'm going to have to do a little investigating and figure that out. But, yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with how everything performed. I'm still very, very new to this, and I'm figuring things out as I go. Um, but yeah, everything went pop, and no catastrophic failures, no lodged projectiles or anything. So for that, I'm pretty happy. Um, yeah, I just need to figure out what happened with especially the 38s, and what was it? The 45 ACP was coming up a little light, and my 357s was significantly low uh, for what I was loading them for. I'll have to check what handgun the data used for their testing, barrel length, twist, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I'm figuring all this out as I go, but everything went down range, so I'm glad for that much at least. But it's what, barely been a month that I've been doing this, so I've got a lot of learning to do, and I'm still enjoying myself. So cool. But anyway, there's probably going to be a follow up to this because I actually forgot to take my 243s that I loaded. I wanted to check them out, and I think I'm going to do some more loads, especially the same, well, probably everything that I did today. But I'm going to be very meticulous on powder charges and all that stuff. and hopefully maybe have better results. And honestly, 3 rounds apiece was not enough. I was thinking, I'm carrying a bunch of pistols and rifles out there. I don't want to spend all day. Plus, I was trying to beat the rain. So I just decided to take 3 rounds for each gun, which really wasn't enough. I should have taken at least 5 minimum. But anyway, another lesson learned. So I'm sure there will be a part two retesting everything that I did today. But, it is what it is. It's a learning process. And I appreciate y'all watching. And hopefully you'll watch the next one. See y'all next time.